All right. So, guys, we're super excited for the next interview. We have Amy Price, Vice President of Customer Experience here at Instant Teams with us. Amy, say hello to the Six Nation.
Hello, how are you? It's good to be here.
So we're pumped to have you. I was just joking with Amy, guys. I was said, like, Amy, you're literally rapping with the CX nerd. How bad could this possibly get, right? I think she's going with me. But number one, I was excited to have you today. So as you know, we're chatting with a bunch of your teammates today, and we're just getting to learn more about Insta Teams. We're learning more about your mission. We're learning more about all the incredible things that you guys are doing with your customers. Why don't you start off, give people a sense for who you are, what your role is, and maybe even a little bit of your stepping stones? Because like the thing that I loved about our meeting, the last couple of weeks leading up to this week was you've been at some awesome companies managing CX at some huge companies that everybody knows. I'd love for you to set the stage.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I am the SVP of Customer Experience here at Instant Teams. I've been here about 2.5 years now. Love it. My background is primarily all in CX with Fortune 100, 500 startups for about 15 years, and then BPO space as well. So
Okay.
both on the
Okay.
client end as well as the um, supplier end. And my team, honestly, at Instant Teams, fantastic team. We do everything operations,
Okay.
every single thing. So anything from workforce management to business insights to the day-to-day operations and
Okay.
making sure that we're performing for our customers and clients, employee management. So basically everything, not sales and not people operations.
Okay. Okay. I love it. Well, which ends up being a lot, by the
It
way.
is a lot.
And
It is a lot.
this is why non-CXers don't realize sometimes we pick up a whole bunch of the parts of
It's
the
kind of
customer journey.
everything.
It's like from literally from like the minute that it hits post sale all the way to
Yeah.
customer management and ongoing account management, all the way through customer loyalty, retention, and bringing them back, oftentimes renewals. So like
Yes.
this is a job that maybe
Yes.
folks don't realize how all encompassing it is and how oftentimes how thankless it can be. But this is a fun job.
Yeah. Love it.
We're in the weeds learning about what people need, what our customers are going through. Um, on our our three piece of
Mhm.
BPO presentation that you and Greg and myself did just 2 days ago, folks, for some of the folks who were part of our virtual summit, you had mentioned also this notion of just being one of the conduits or being one of the most important parts of once you sell it, once you get somebody started, now the hard work begins. And you mentioned something about becoming a strategic partner of the
Yes.
customers. Expand on that and talk about some of the things that you and your team are doing today to
Yeah.
really kind of get to that level with Instant Teams and with some of the support and the services you're offering.
One of the most important things I've always said is you have to know your customer and you have to know their business well. Um, so what we do is we form that relationship from the jump and the start, and we set up regular meetings so that we can talk, and we talk about how their business is doing, what types of things they're facing in their business, how can we support that. And then we also think of it from a strategic standpoint internally. How can we help them be better?
Yep.
How can we help them solve for an issue that they're seeing?
Sure.
And so through feedback, we have constant feedback from our what we call remote team members, our TMs, and then also the leaders that might support the account. So we're constantly getting information on a daily basis about what's happening. And then we try to solution that. And if there's things that we can do either differently or think about differently than maybe what the client is used to doing, because
Yep.
keep in mind, coming from larger corporations, it's hard to move a ship.
Totally.
And
Absolutely.
you get into your day to day, not realizing that there are other options of
Yeah.
how to approach a situation. And
Yep.
so
Yep.
we look at it every day with fresh eyes and say, wait a minute, we know that this type of situation happened with this client, but here's what we did.
Yeah.
And it produced these results. And
Yep.
so we go to the table with these types of examples and or solutions to have the client consider it.
Yep.
Sometimes they're like, oh, we didn't think about it that way. Maybe we should.
Right.
Or they give us the reins to say, why don't you try it and see if it works? And so those are the types of experiences from my perspective that are the most valuable, because that's where you transfer from being just a relationship to a partnership.
Absolutely.
And so that for me is where I always want to be.
Yep.
And that's what I strive for our team to be. And I kind of, I guess you could say I just kind of lay that land and that vision out for my team, and that's what they're always going for.
I love it. I mean, number one, you're right. So, like, number one, it's hard to identify, create, and then act upon change in any
It
business.
is.
But
It's slow
and it's
usually.
slow, and then depending on what size a business is,
Mhm.
if a business is bigger, it's oftentimes a little slower. To your point, it's a bigger ship, so it's
Yeah.
you got to have more.
And we're nimble. We move, we can change direction same day if we need to.
That's
That's the
huge.
beauty of it. And if you think about our mission, we employ a lot of military connected individuals.
Yeah,
Think of their lives.
yeah, totally.
Their lives are
Right.
constant change all the time. They're used to maneuvering in different directions.
Yep.
And so it's a perfect fit because they're used to it. They're used
Sure.
to something changing same day and going with the flow.
It's literally normal. It's normal. It's controlled chaos for them.
It
It's
is.
normal with that. It's a really good point. And then you're right. There's also another piece too, where military families, military spouses, military men and women that are in our military, they're already kind of used to like,
They
you
are.
know what, whatever's going to come up or whatever's going to happen today or whatever's going to happen in this hour, you're going to go with it, and you're just going to do the best you can.
Mhm.
And there's going to be certain marching orders, and there's going to be certain mandates, and there's going to be certain protocol or things
Yes.
that you're already trained to do
Mhm.
that you just got to kind of throw your hat in the ring and get ready to rock with it.
Well, and mill spouses in particular are used to juggling the household, the children, anything where their spouse is coming to and from their assignments, um, and then work on
Yeah.
top of all of that.
Yeah.
And so I watch all of my employees at my leadership level are mill spouses, and to watch them in their day to day astounds me. It
Yeah.
makes me so proud. I get
Yeah.
emotional
Yeah.
because I see how much they juggle, and they just do it like it's easy.
Like it's no, but it's, talking with Jen and Erica
Oh,
last night. Yeah, I got my dose of you guys
yes.
where it's like what Amy's talking about right now. This is no joke. This is like talk about you think work is hard, you think like
Yeah. No.
your kids are tough. Try dealing with the house, the car, the kids, the school. Oh, we're moving in 12 months on top of it. And honey, you're
Oh, they don't get
literally
12
3,000 miles
months. They don't get 12 months notice. They get a couple
a
months at
few at
best.
best.
And I had one person who got 15 hours.
Whoa, my God.
And she had to rearrange the household in prep for that. So it's astounding
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
realize what they actually deal with.
Amy, how do you guys, one thing I've been so curious about, I've been so excited to kind of pick your brain on all of these different clients you work with.
Mhm.
And we're talking about the incredible team piece here. We're talking about all the incredible men and women that work with our Insta teams family, but talk about the tools part. This is the part that I've been just fascinated by. All of your different clients,
Mhm.
they've got different telephone systems, different CRMs, different processing systems, different ticketing systems. How do y'all kind of go into one of your accounts or go into one of your client environments?
And learn on.
And yeah, how do you start building the playbook for the tools and how do you
It's
start and then how do
interesting.
you master that? And then to your point, then you got to still course correct. Like, what does that look like? Just getting your hands into the tools and getting the team comfortable with all this stuff.
Well, thankfully, our clients provide the equipment because of the security reasons. They prefer that
Okay.
method. So they usually ship the equipment out to all of our remote team members,
Okay.
including my senior leadership, my customer success manager, who
Okay.
is really the heart and soul of the daily operations, and then also usually our workforce manager
Okay.
and business insights manager will get a computer as well.
Okay.
And then what we do is we set it up when we start learning. My customer service team will go through training. So either the client provides the training, or in some cases, we have been taught by the client and we're doing the training.
Okay.
So it just depends on the circumstances. But we just teach them how to use the tools and what they're looking for. And it's a lot of information. It's fantastic because we become that
I was
expert.
gonna say you guys must have an
Yeah.
incredible playbook or knowledge base of all the different tools your clients use. I do have to ask, and I don't know if you're able to answer, but are there common tools or are there common pieces of SaaS that keep kind of coming up that allow you guys to almost hit the ground running a little bit faster with certain accounts? Or does every client kind of bring its own tech stack and then you just part of the
Yeah.
onboarding or part of the implementation is just leveraging, understanding, maybe getting access to whatever SOPs or playbooks they already have? Is it that type of thing?
They basically bring their own tech stack, and we utilize their tools whenever possible.
Okay.
Internally, we have our own Slack, Google Suite
Yep.
concept, but we have clients that are on Microsoft products.
Okay.
So there could be two systems that they're dealing with on any given day.
Yep.
Um, so it varies. It
Yep.
varies. And most of them have some sort of chat function. Most of them have some sort of CRM function, a telephony function,
Okay.
and then usually a knowledge base, whether it's a SharePoint or a built out knowledge base in any case. And so those are the main platforms that they learn about
Yep.
and that they use the tools in.
I love it. It's funny. I joked with you and Greg about this the other day on our three P's of boutique BPOs presentation that we did for the CX Summit. And you guys must have an incredible playbook of your own at this point, because remember what I said? Like, 'cause I wasn't joking with you, Greg. Like,
Mhm.
you have, it is a luxury and it is a privilege and it is literally almost like an honor to be able to have the ability to go in and out of all these different amazing
Mhm.
companies. You learn the best of what works really well. You learn the worst of what to never do if it's your
Yeah.
business or your team. You learn everything in the middle that's good or average or can get people by. But you guys must have this incredible playbook that you all built just by seeing all these different clients in action and learning all the stuff as you've gone.
It's hard to build a playbook like that just because each client is so unique. We build out processes and procedures, and we make sure we keep those unique to each client. And then my team gets together on a regular basis and we share as much knowledge as we can, um, kind of at that raised level. It's a little hard because people are in the nitty gritty. So we've got to raise them up and be like, okay, but what is transferable between
Sure.
clients?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um and we do look at that. Other than that, it's been really just sharing of knowledge, and sometimes we forget. We have to like remind ourselves, wait, we need to actually
Yeah,
do a deep dive and digest everything and dump all of this information on each other in case there's bits and pieces that can be
totally.
utilized on different accounts.
Absolutely.
And we caught ourselves last year getting in the swing of things and just forgetting to download each
Okay.
other. And so we made a point this year. It's one of our objectives is really to kind of hone in on how can we share that information more
Yep.
and broadly,
Yep.
um, and see how even if it can't be information can't be utilized exactly the same way, can it be altered slightly
Absolutely.
to fit a different client? And so
Absolutely.
we're really focused on that this year, trying to make sure that we share more information.
I love that. I love that. I know even with some of our clients at CXC, I mean, every playbook's different.
It
Every playbook
is.
has got its own, its own fingerprints. Totally get that. But there's certain bits and
Yeah.
parts and pieces and almost things that you can grab for outlines or for
Yeah.
templates that you bring it to the next five customers and they go, I've never thought about.
Mhm.
What's that one part of the outline? That's super smart. We never thought. So like
Yeah.
even just like figuring out how to kind of blend some of these things together and build upon each other. It's like any great hit or any great music
Yeah.
song that you've ever heard, it's built upon another song before it that somebody else had it a hit at some point. But Amy, what if there is like one or two big things that you're the most excited for
Mhm.
as the SVP of CX and as the person that's owning all of our customer relationships today, for the rest of 2025, what's like the one or two big things that you're the most excited for you and your team to be focused on for the rest of the year?
Our word for this year is growth.
Okay.
We really want to grow not only within our current clients, so we want to be able to expand our footprint within our clients' business,
Okay.
and support them in different ways, but also growth as a new client's onboarding.
Okay.
That's really important for us. So, my first year with the company, we were all about building the foundational structure. The second year was really about accountability
Yep.
and how do we make ourselves accountable and come up with KPIs that we can be held to.
Okay.
And then this year is really about growth, and it's all about focusing on how can we go deeper with our customers? How can we provide that value add strategic focus
Yep.
that can help their business grow? It's never easy. And so
Yeah.
we have to find really unique ways where we can expand our partnership differently, and make sure that we're basically solving for their challenges.
Big time. Yep.
So that's what our focus is this year.
I love it. So number one, Amy Price has been fantastic. I hope
Thank
was it okay for you? Was it?
It was good.
I
I
told
was
you.
nervous.
I told you. You get two CX nerds together, and things all of a sudden become pretty damn easy. Before I let you go,
Yes.
number one, thank you so much for joining us. But where can people, if they want to learn more about you, they want to learn more about the incredible work that you and the team and Instant Teams is doing, where can people connect with you, or where can people learn more about it?
LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, and other than that, that's pretty much it.
Love it. All right.
LinkedIn.
I love it. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I really do appreciate you sharing your story with the CX Nation.
Appreciate it.